All right. So again, yesterday, President Biden signed into law the NDAA. The NDAA included provisions in it that would prevent people who serve in the military from having their kids get covered trans or gender affirming care. This is after President Biden, on the Transgender Day of Remembrance, i.e. on 11/20, so just a little over a month ago, says, "Today on Transgender Day of Remembrance, we mourn the transgender Americans whose lives were taken this year in horrific acts of violence. There should be no place for hate in America. Yet too many transgender Americans, including young people, are cruelly targeted and face harassment simply for being themselves. It's wrong." You just signed something into legislation, into law, that targets trans people. It targets trans people. It prevents them from getting the needed care. This is the first time that there's been some sort of federal law passed to discriminate against LGBTQA folks since what? The Don't Ask, Don't Tell? At least in the military. Biden says further in his statement, "My administration has taken significant action to strengthen the rights and protect the safety of all Americans. Every American deserves to be treated with dignity and respect and to live free from discrimination. Today, we recommit ourselves to building a country where everyone is afforded that promise." That commitment lasted, 35 days? Yeah, that was not a very good commitment there, President Biden. Not one bit. Again, conservatives fight for these things because, even though they believe that government should be small, they think it should be big enough to discriminate against people they don't like, they don't agree with, or they don't even simply understand. Why is it that a parent and the doctor of that parent can't get together with the child and figure out what is best for that particular child? It should be a conservative thought to be like, it's none of the government's business. The government shouldn't be stopping you from doing this. It should be between the parents and their doctors and the kids. But because they want to villainize trans people, it goes through and they run on it, and they run on their bigotry, they run on their intolerance. And then when you have the opportunity, Joe Biden has nothing more to do politically. He's done. He's leaving office in less than a month now. He could have used his clout, his power, his authority to stand up to these Republican bullies and have said no. You could have simply said no. I refuse to sign this with this language in it. If you don't want to sign an NDAA this year, then you need to, then that's your problem. I will not put this hate into law. You could have stood up to it. You could have used the authority you had again, but you did not. And this is why Democrats lose. This is why Democrats will continue to lose. Why? Because we mistakenly think that the solution to why we've lost was the fact that we were too far to the left. We think that, we did too much woke stuff, and the people don't like the woke stuff, and therefore we need to move back towards the center. That's why we lose. Yeah, we need to do a better job convincing the people in the center as to why we support the things we support, why it's the right thing to do. But when you run back towards the center, you leave all the other people out. That people are not going to want to come out and vote for you. They're just not. They're going to sit home. They're going to be like, well, why should I vote for you? You're not standing up and fighting for me. You don't run to the center to solve this problem. You need to move more to the left. I understand in swing districts, if you're in a swing congressional district, I absolutely understand why you might want to have, what was it, Cuellar, I think was the conservative guy that a lot of leftists had a problem with in Texas, that he was running in a very, very purple leaning red district. Look, I get that. I get electing individual Democrats that way. You can't run a leftist in every district. But if you're going to run away from progressive ideas, if you're going to run away from supporting human rights, because trans rights are human rights, if you're going to do that, you're going to lose. You should always stand on the side of human rights. Now people are going to look at Biden and look at the Democratic Party and be like, well, now they're useless, because why do we have the Democrats? Because they're not willing to stand up to the Republicans. And this is maybe the last time we had to stand up against the Republicans for a while, at least 2 years, until we can potentially try and win the House back or the Senate. This is the last opportunity to take a stand against the Republican bullying, especially the Republican bullying against trans folk, against LGBTQA folks. And President Biden failed to do that. He failed. He failed trans people. He failed his own statement that he made just over a month ago. We need more people out there to be running more to the left. We need to fight for leftward causes. We need media that will be out there fighting for leftist causes, fighting for progressive causes, fighting for human rights, fighting for human dignity. That didn't happen with President Biden and the NDAA. We can't afford to have ABCs of the world who just fold, give up shop and fold and settle lawsuits that were BS. Was it the Midas group? I think Trump's threatening to sue them, and they're basically like, bring it on. Come at me, bro. They're basically telling Trump, look, we will embarrass you in court if you try to come after us. They'll say, they literally said that if you go to my Twitter account, you'll see I reposted that. Maybe it's also on Blue Sky as well. I need to go check the account on Blue Sky. But yeah, they basically were like, come at me. We will embarrass you if you try and come after us for this BS. Because that's what it is, BS. You need to stand up to the Republican bullies, the MAGA bullies, etc. That's why we need whole new media out there. And we need the farm teams out. We need everybody fighting for these causes to explain why a democratically elected president, who is a Democrat, why he should be taking the time to stand up for the rights of the marginalized and the disenfranchised in this country, including, but not limited to, LGBTQA folks. But this is just the first half of my Fat Man rant. Wait for part 2. What do you think? Agree or disagree? Leave your comments down below. Remember to share the video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and have a good day.